we have a food company called Health Warrior,
Okay.
and we make radically convenient real food, as we like to call it. Our first product was a 100-calorie chia bar. So you think about an energy bar, a Kind bar, a Cliff bar. We made a bar that has superfoods as the first ingredient, so they're genuinely good for you. We started the company because of a couple best-selling books. My business partners and I were college athletes together way back in the 1990s, really long time ago.
Okay.
And then we turned 30, we were working 80 hours a week, we had families, and we realized that if you're not exercising 4 hours a day, at some point you actually do have to behave yourself a little better. And the food you put in your body really does have a big effect on how you perform, not only athletically, but in life.
Okay. Yeah.
So we started eating healthy food. We read a great best-selling book called Born to Run. It's a New York Times bestseller in 2009. And Born to Run's a awesome story of the Tarahumara Indians. So this is a tribe that's been living remotely in the Copper Canyons of Mexico for thousands of years. The Copper Canyons in Mexico kind of make our Grand Canyon look like a stream. The Tarahumara became famous from this book as the barefoot runners. They run 50, 25, 100 miles at a time up and down these massive canyons with no shoes on.
Wow.
At least that's what we read.
Yeah.
And chia seeds. Have you ever had a chia seed?
I don't want to say yes. I don't want to say
Okay.
no.
It's all right.
Yeah,
Most people have it.
Okay.
So it was one of the main 4 foods in the Western Hemisphere. So remembering your history, when you're from Williamsburg, you always have to talk about this stuff.
Yeah.
So before 1491, before Columbus, before the Spanish got here, most of civilization was in Meso and South America. The Aztecs, the Incans, the Mayans, really advanced civilizations. And chia seeds were one of their main crops. Now, when the conquistadors, when the Spanish conquered those civilizations, one of the things they did was take whatever was most important to the indigenous culture and get rid of it. So they actually wiped out the crops of chia seeds. And chia is just a really healthy little seed, full of omega-3s, protein, and fiber, which are very popular in the food industry right now. The Tarahumara were unaffected by this and kept eating chia seeds for centuries after that. It was a cool story, a little bit of an Indiana Jones background. The food was very healthy, and there's this enormous problem in America in that most of our food we eat is packaged food, and the great majority of that packaged food is highly refined corn, soy, sugar, salt, and fat. And it's causing obesity, and it's causing diabetes, and they're marketing it to kids. And that whole thing's unacceptable. You know, we really saw that, and we understood that from another book, The Omnivore's Dilemma, which was centered a lot of it in Virginia, to be sort of unacceptable and really one of the civil rights challenges of our generation. And we thought a good way to address it would be to let people actually have packaged food offerings that are not just better for you. They're not bad for you, they're not better for you, they're actually good for you.
Yeah.
So after you do your morning workout, which I'm dying to hear what you did this morning.
Oh gosh. I'll tell you, yeah.
You know, you can feed yourself well, something that tastes good, but you also feel good about it. So you stay in that virtuous cycle where if you eat better, you feel better. Your brain works better, you're happier. Because all the evidence in the world shows that that's true, but it's hard.
Yeah.
There's temptation everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to eat something that's not necessarily the best thing for me, I'd much prefer it to be really, really awesome fried chicken at Mama J's than you know, or Reese's Peanut Butter Cup.
I get it.
So that's my philosophy on food.
So Health Warrior, that's kind of how you came up with the story that you just told. Basically has a lot to do with the brand and the logo.
That's right. The brand's a bit of a metaphor.
Okay.
Aztec warriors famously carried chia seeds with them everywhere they went. Hopi Indians would carry nothing but chia, and they'd run all the way from modern-day Arizona to the Pacific Ocean. So there's all these wonderful stories about it. And the modern food industry is a bit of a mess. We're trying to fix that with the brand.
Yeah.
So our first product was a 100-calorie chia bar. Elwood Thompson was the first store to take it in
I was about
the
to ask,
country.
are you producing here local and are you selling here local?
So we're based here
Okay.
in Richmond,
Okay.
in Scotts Addition. We
Okay.
have 2 buildings now in Scotts Addition. We've grown up quite a bit. So we started the company, it was right at the end of Governor Kane's term, Senator Kane. It's hard to remember.
Yeah.
And about 6 months in, we had a big article come out in the Wall Street Journal. It was called the NFL's Top Secret Seed. And they had a big picture of our product, and we sold about $100,000 of product in 20 minutes and ran totally out of stock.
Got it.
I was still practicing law. We were doing this more on the side because the food industry is very expensive to start a company. Right after that, Whole Foods actually contacted us. They're based in Austin, Texas, but stores all over the country, and said, we'd love to launch this product nationally. And we said, well, yeah, that's great, but we don't have any money. We don't have any employees. And we have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah.
You know, it's a couple of guys, my business partners, Dan and Nick, work in finance in New York, my college roommates, and, you know, I'm a lawyer that had been working on constitutional issues.
How did you even go, all right, let me, you know, put down this book and law and procedure and policy and go over here and look at healthy food? Like,
it was about an 18-month process.
Okay.
The truth is, in the governor's office, I was always trying to sneak into the agriculture and healthy kid stuff, but I never actually got to work on it because there was always actual legal things I had to do.
Yeah.
So I was always interested in it. We knew some people in the food industry, some founders, the founder of Bare Naked Granola, which is a brand you guys might be familiar with, founder of one of the coconut water companies, Zico. So we knew some people when we had this idea that we called and said, hey, tell us about the food industry. And that whole process really took about 18 months of really just having fun with it, spending a few hours a week on it. You know, the board meetings were more us sitting around eating hummus and joking about the college days. But then when we actually made the product, and to our great shock, people other than ultra endurance runners were interested in it, we had to get pretty serious about it pretty quickly because it gets very expensive very quickly.
so did everybody quit their jobs?
Just me.
Just you?
Yeah, actually, I didn't even quit my job. Very convenently, it was the end of the governor's administration, and since we have term limits, I was
Your
a
time
free
was up.
agent. It was perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was a great time to take a risk.